The moment the screen went black and the exit button vanished, I knew I wasn't playing a normal game of adopt and raise a cute kid anymore. My hands were shaking as the other players screamed in the chat. It was a typical Friday night. My parents were asleep upstairs, and I was winding down after a long week of school. I had been playing Roblox for almost 4 years at that point, and I'd seen my fair share of hackers and trolls, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. I was in a full server of Adopt and Raise a Cute Kid, dressed up as one of those odor police players, jumping around at families just for fun. Everything was normal until a player began following me. Wherever I went, he peeked at me from behind houses. He became the bobbies in the cradles when I confronted families. He wore a Roblox visor with a peach-colored head and yellow limbs, and he always had the default Roblox smile plastered on his face. He never said a word. Then the whole game's background went black. The chat exploded with panic. Most of them were little kids screaming that they couldn't leave the game and that the exit button had disappeared. I checked the top right corner. The button was gone. I opened the menu, also gone. One terrified player yelled at everyone to get inside a building or run into the water and crouch to the bottom. "We have to make ourselves as non-existent as possible," they kept saying. I dove into the deepest area of the pool and stayed completely still. Then my desktop began to shake, literally shake, as if something massive was approaching. Struggling to hold my screen still, I saw it. A large black entity with a long, gaping mouth and curling, claw-like hands making its way toward the players gathered near the spawn point. One by one, players began to disappear as it touched them. It stopped at the pool. A few of us had managed to blend in, standing perfectly still in the deep water. Some players panicked and ran out, and it caught them instantly. One player began guiding us deeper into the pool, where we found a small hole with a top that could open and close. We slipped inside, but we must have made some noise because the entity snapped its eyes toward us. I panicked and moved deeper into the tunnel, trying to stay away from it. One player, Stylish Grilldog 1348, began moving toward the entity. I refused. That's when I was suddenly exited from the game. I remembered seeing Stylish Grilldog 1348 with lots of limited items. When I searched for her account later, it was as if she had just created it, completely empty. To this day, I've never gone back to that game. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder if that black entity is still out there searching.